9 times. It admits the long-standing threat violent Khalistani advocacy. They say non-violent advocacy is fine. Ideally, even that shouldn't be okay. No country should platform separatists' violent. It has been clubbed with Iran, China, Russia, and Pakistan. Pakistan, they did not feature in last year's report. Let me quote what it says this time. Pakistan conducts foreign interference against Canada to promote political insecurity and economic stability in Pakistan and to counter India's growing global influence. Again, that's a big admission. How at this point? Is it by promoting Khalistani terrorists? Is it by funding anti-India organizations? Unfortunately, the report does not elaborate. But coming back to India, the report says Canada must be vigilant about alleged Indian meddling. It also links India to the murder of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. He was a designated Khalistani terrorist. Canada says India ordered his murder. Of course, New Delhi has rejected these claims. They have also offered to cooperate if evidence is given. The question is, how should India see this report? As progress or setback? This week, Prime Minister Modi met with his Canadian counterpart, the newly elected Prime Minister Khamenei. Both leaders decided to exchange high commissioners, and they also promised to restart trade talks. Before that, Canada and India also agreed on a security deal. It promotes police cooperation and intelligence sharing. The idea is to crack down on extremists. So progress has been made in this relationship. In that context, this report sends 3 messages to India. Number 1, Canada hears some of India's concerns, which is why Khalistan has been named in this report. Number 2, Canada may condemn Khalistani violence, but they will not abandon the cause, nor will they call off the Nijjar probe. And number 3, Canada could be looking at a different approach to Khalistan. Trudeau had a sensationalist approach. Khamenei seems to be going for a pragmatic approach. Whether India agrees remains to be seen. Now let's shift our focus to Southeast Asia, where tensions are escalating between 2 neighbors, Thailand and Cambodia. The 2 countries have long-standing border dispute. A few weeks ago, armed forces of both countries exchanged fire in a contested area along the border, and 1 Cambodian soldier was killed. Since then, the 2 nations have engaged in tit-for-tat actions, from shortened visa stays for visitors to banned fruit and vegetable imports. And now a leaked call has made the situation worse. A call between the Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra and Cambodia's former Prime Minister Hun Sen, and the call has shaken Thailand, stoked public anger, and pushed the government to the brink of collapse. Here's a report.
Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra is just 10 months into the job, and now she faces calls to quit. All thanks to a leaked phone call. A call between Shinawatra and Cambodia's Hun Sen. Friendship between the political dynasties, the Shinawatras and the Hun family, goes back decades. Paetongtarn's father is the deposed former Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. Meanwhile, Hun Sen was Cambodia's strongman Prime Minister for 3 decades. Both consider each other godbrothers. With Thailand and Cambodia stuck in a bitter border dispute, recently, Tongtan and Hun Sen had a phone call. Tongtan called him uncle, promised to take care of his needs, and said that the Thai military commander just wanted to look cool. Then, the call was leaked. Hun Sen says that he had shared the audio clip with 80 politicians, and one of them leaked it. Later, the leader himself shared the entire recording on his Facebook page. And of course, this has provoked public anger. Thai citizens accuse Shinawatra of selling out the kingdom's interests. Tongtan has apologized.
I told Hun Sen, when people quarrel, they must naturally be on opposite sides. They are going to talk like this. We were trying to play down the situation to show that there was nothing to this issue so we could figure out what to do next. But, all things considered, a conversation like this should never have been leaked in the first place.
But this is not enough. So the Thai Prime Minister is battling for political survival. The second largest party in Tongtan's ruling coalition has quit the alliance. This is a major blow to the Thai government, which is hanging by a thread. The drama comes against a backdrop of soaring tensions between Thailand and Cambodia. Border disputes between the two neighbors are a long-standing issue, and you can blame colonization for it. The two countries share more than 800 kilometers of land border. In 1907, when Cambodia was still colonized by France, a map was used to separate the country from Thailand. Since then, Cambodia has been using the map as a reference to claim territory. Meanwhile, Thailand argues that the map is inaccurate. This has caused several flare-ups in the past, which have killed and displaced thousands of people. The recent dispute was triggered in May. Armed forces of Thailand and Cambodia briefly fired at each other in a contested area along their border, and one Cambodian soldier was killed. Since then, both countries have agreed to de-escalate the situation, but both have engaged in tit-for-tat actions. They have shortened visa stays for visitors for one another's citizens. Thailand has imposed border restrictions with Cambodia. Phnom Penh has banned Thai films from TV and cinemas, closed a border checkpoint, cut internet bandwidth from Thailand, and now banned imports of fruit and vegetables from there. This week, tens of thousands of Cambodians have also taken to the streets to support the government's stance. So while Cambodia is putting up a united front, the Thai government stands divided. After the leaked call, the Prime Minister has lost the public's confidence, and her government appears to be on the brink of collapse. So if tensions continue, clearly, one of the two bickering neighbors has more to lose.
Air India is in deep crisis. What began as a routine flight from Ahmedabad to London on the 12th of June ended in a national tragedy. 241 people were killed, but what followed was not just grief, but a full-blown aviation emergency. Flights are being grounded, safety checks are tightening, and the black box is being flown to the US for analysis. In the meantime, Air India is slashing 15% of its wide-body fleet for international routes, triggering fresh travel disruptions. As the turbulence grows, so do the questions. What really went wrong? And where does India's national carrier go from here? Our next report has the full story.
Just a few weeks ago, Air India was cruising on optimism. Under the Tata Group's stewardship, the airline was up. Even the branding had taken a slick, modern turn. Air India was finally flying into a new chapter, or so it seemed. Then came June 12th. A London-bound Boeing 787 Dreamliner, Air India Flight 171, crashed into a residential area near the airport in Ahmedabad. The images were devastating. The wreckage smoldering in the heart of a neighborhood. 242 people were on board, out of which 241 were killed. And with that, the entire Indian aviation sector was thrust into crisis mode. What started as a single tragedy has now grown into a full-blown aviation emergency. In the days that followed, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation launched an intensive probe into Air India's fleet. The priority was its 33 Boeing 787 Dreamliners, the same aircraft that went down. Only 26 passed the stringent safety inspections. 7 were grounded. That alone was enough to squeeze Air India's international operations. But public pressure, regulatory heat, and mounting technical snags added fuel to the fire. The result is a new decision from Air India. It plans to cut 15% of its wide-body jets for international operations, at least until mid-July. For passengers, this translated into chaos. Canceled flights, last-minute diversions, long delays, and uncertain schedules. Between June 13th and June 19th alone, 83 Air India flights, both domestic and international, were canceled due to technical issues. This wasn't just turbulence, it was a nosedive into uncertainty. Some had technical failures, some had engine issues, and some were grounded after snags during pre-flight checks. So what exactly went wrong in Ahmedabad? We still don't know. The black box has been recovered from the accident site. It's those bright orange flight data and cockpit voice recorders. It was so badly damaged in the blaze that India had to send it to the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board in Washington for forensic analysis. Until investigators crack the mystery, Air India remains in the hot seat. Multiple countries, India, the US, the UK, are now involved in the probe. Questions are flying. Was it a mechanical failure? A maintenance oversight? A deeper systemic issue? For now, we wait. But in the meantime, the Tatas are staring at a brand in distress. To its credit, Air India is acting quickly. Full refunds or free rescheduling for affected passengers. Transparent communication, at least so far, on flight disruptions. S&D a fresh flight schedule from June 20th to improve predictability. CEO Campbell Wilson has promised full cooperation with investigators and a redoubled focus on safety. Tata Group's leadership has also rallied around the airline. But make no mistake, this is a make-or-break moment for Air India. Experts draw parallels with Malaysia Airlines, which faced 2 catastrophic losses in 2014. It took a decade for them to recover. Air India's climb back to credibility could take just as long, unless it handles the next few months of turbulence with extraordinary care.
Every incompetent government faces 2 choices. Either you pull up your socks and try and make things right, or you continue to ignore the problems and distract your people. Pakistan has obviously mastered the second one. They have turned distraction into a fine art. So now they are coming after the dark arts. Pakistan's economy is in shambles. Their security situation is deteriorating. Their politics is a mess. So instead, they're focusing on black magic. Islamabad wants to ban black magic, love spells, occults, the works. So what's behind this move? And will it work? Our next report tells you.
Pakistan has 99 problems, and one of them is, no, not their terror factories. It's the other kind of dark arts they are concerned about. Occults, jinns, love spells, the whole shebang. Their lawmakers call it a threat to the country's social fabric. So that's what Pakistan is cracking down on. Black magic. In March, the Senate approved a bill. It requires all spiritual practitioners to register with the government. And it plans to punish so-called sorcerers with prison terms of up to 7 years and hefty fines of up to 1 million Pakistani rupees, or about $3,500. Now the bill is moving to the lower house of parliament, where its fate will be decided. But why this inordinate focus on black magic? First, because it is condemned by Islam. It is considered blasphemous. Secondly, because despite this, it is widespread in Pakistan. And so is the deception that comes with it. Spiritual fraud is rampant. People are regularly cheated out of money in return for fake spells. There are cases of people digging up graves to steal human bones for black magic. And of course, who could forget the bizarre conspiracy theories? Like earlier this year, when the Pakistani cricket team lost a match, and their journalists blamed it on black magic. Islamabad says it needs a legislation to combat this. Now, we are no fortune tellers, but considering their state of affairs, it won't be an easy task, and there are three main reasons why. For starters, Pakistan is a nuclear-armed state, but in this country, political leaders don't just follow orders from the army. They consult faith leaders before taking decisions, and sometimes even marry them. You probably know who I'm talking about. Former Pakistani Prime Minister, now jailed, Imran Khan. His marriage to Bushra Bibi, his third wife, has generated wild gossip for years now. Bibi has been accused of black magic and witchcraft, of influencing crucial political decisions, of giving Khan advice during high-profile meetings. Sure, it wasn't that good of an advice, considering the cases and jail time. So Pakistan has all kinds of believers, the corrupt, the rich, and the poor. A mere law will not cast a spell on them. Secondly, dark art practitioners operate in secret. They don't really advertise their talents, so the law is not expected to hurt them much. Thirdly, black magic is not the problem here. The real issue is Pakistan itself. They live from loan to loan, from bailout to bailout. People don't have enough food to eat. More than 11 million Pakistanis face acute food insecurity. Islamabad continues to boost the defense budget. But health spending is less than 1% of the GDP. Their healthcare is crumbling. Essential medicines are out of reach. And there is one doctor for every 750,000 people. This is why many in Pakistan turn to dark magic. They want to know when their family will escape debt, or what may cure their illness. So Pakistan can police the unseen. They can ban jinns and dark arts, all they want. But what they need is a reality check, and maybe a magic wand.
Now let's talk about ChatGPT and AI. They are the revolutionary tech breakthrough of this decade. AI is quick, it's convenient, but they could be making us dumb. A new study from MIT has raised alarms about ChatGPT and how it affects the way we think. Researchers tracked brain activity in students writing essays. Those who used ChatGPT showed the lowest brain engagement. Their work was labeled soulless, and their thinking barely active. When they were asked to rewrite their essays, most couldn't even remember what they wrote. The study warns too much AI could kill creativity. The researchers behind it are not against AI. Instead, they argue tools like ChatGPT should be a second brain and not a substitute for your own. Here's a report.
Back in the day, people would turn to books and dictionaries when they had to write an essay. When they wanted to write a poem, they would look into their hearts and pour their feelings onto paper. But now, all it takes is one simple prompt on ChatGPT. It is surely convenient, but here's the truth. This tool could be making you dumb. Researchers at MIT have conducted a study. 54 people aged 18 to 39 from the Boston area were involved in it. Over a course of several months, they were asked to write multiple college-level essays. These people were split into 3 groups. The first group used ChatGPT, the second group used Google search, and the third group relied only on their brains. While they wrote, researchers tracked the participants through EEG sensors. These sensors tracked how their brain behaved. This helped the researchers see how active and focused their brains were while writing. And guess what? The brains of those using ChatGPT were least active. These participants consistently underperformed. They had the lowest brain engagement. Their essays were termed soulless. In comparison, those who used no tools, their brains were significantly more active. They were found to be more creative and curious. Their essays had more original thought. They also felt more proud of their work. What about those who used Google search? They fared better than those using ChatGPT. These participants showed high brain activity. They practiced active thinking when they searched and used the information. In the next stage of the study, the group using ChatGPT fared even worse. They were asked to rewrite their essays, but this time without the AI tool. Most of them couldn't even remember what they had written. The study suggests that using AI too much can make people lazy, especially for kids and teenagers. If they rely on ChatGPT regularly, they might stop thinking deeply or being creative. Many schools in the US share this fear. In 2023, they had banned the use of ChatGPT in classes. Teachers felt it could encourage cheating, and the tool didn't help students build thinking or problem-solving skills. Similarly, in the UK, many students were caught using ChatGPT to cheat. Researchers at MIT say using AI is not wrong, but it must be used wisely. They advise schools shouldn't rush to use AI in classes, especially when the students are young. They suggest AI should be used like a second brain, and not as a replacement for your real one.
We told you about the meeting between Donald Trump and Asim Munir. We also detailed the official statement. But what do you think happened over lunch? Like we said, the meeting wasn't open to the media, so no cameras around to capture the scenes. But don't worry, social media has some answers. Users have let their imagination run wild on the internet. Here's what they think happened at lunch.
खाना पहले से ही मंगा लिया।
हाँ, बिल तो आपको ही देना पड़ेगा।
ऐसा केक तुमने जिंदगी में देखा भी नहीं होगा। आज मैं खिलाता हूं तुझे। इसमें खा लेता हूं क्या पता।
अरे ये तो नमूना है। इनके बाकी बंगलों के सामने ये घोड़े का तबेला है।
घिस घिस के नहाना पड़ा, तब कहीं बदबू गई मेरे बदन से गरीबी की।
अरे गरीब दोस्त, ये चिकन, ये लो मेरे गरीब दोस्त, ये लो एक बार रसमलाई थोड़ी सी मेरे हाथ से।
And now it's time for Vantage shots, images that tell the story. A SpaceX rocket, which was being tested in Texas, explodes in a dramatic fireball. Protests break out in Buenos Aires over former Argentine president's house arrest sentence. And kites from around the globe soar over Denmark. And finally, taking you back in history, on this day in 1981, India launched the Apple satellite. It was the country's first communication satellite. Ironically, the satellite had to be carried on a bullock cart. This was to create a non-magnetic environment that wouldn't mess with the satellite's antenna. Leaving you on that note, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.